Welcome. Today we're getting started with the terminal. This video will cover how to access and navigate the terminal interface. The terminal is a powerful tool that allows you to interact directly with your computer's operating system. A terminal is a text-based interface that allows you to interact with your computer using commands. It's a powerful tool for system control, giving you direct access to system functions, and can often be faster than using graphical interfaces. You can also automate repetitive tasks using the terminal. On the right, you can see a typical terminal interface displaying commands like list la, change directory documents, make directory project, touch file.txt, and echo hello world. Let's explore how to access the terminal on different operating systems. On Linux, you can press Ctrl+Alt+T, that is, Ctrl+Alternate+T together, or search for terminal in the Applications menu. On macOS, press Command+Spacebar, that is, Command+Spacebar, and type terminal, or find terminal in Applications, then Utilities folder. On Windows, you can press Windows key +R, type CMD, and press Enter for the command prompt. For PowerShell, search for PowerShell in the Start menu. If you want to use the Windows subsystem for Linux, also known as WSL, you can install it from the Microsoft Store. Let's familiarize ourselves with the key components of the terminal interface. The prompt shows your username, hostname, and current directory. The command is where you type instructions to perform actions. The output displays the results returned after the command is executed. The cursor indicates where the text will appear as you type. Now let's learn some basic navigation commands. The pwd command, which stands for Print Working Directory, shows your current location in the file system. For example, if you type pwd and press Enter, it might display /home/user/documents. The ls command, that is, list, displays files and directories in the current location. You can use options like LA for a detailed listing. The cd command, which stands for change directory, moves you to a different location in the file system. For example, typing cd documents will take you to the documents directory. Some special paths include the tilde symbol, which represents the home directory, a single, which represents the current directory, double dots, which represents the parent directory, and a /, which represents the root directory. Let's discuss the Linux file system structure. At the top is the root directory, represented by a /. Below that, you will find directories such as bin, which contains essential command binaries, etc., which contains system-wide configuration files, home, which contains user home directories, USR, which contains user-related programs and data, var, which contains variable data files like logs, and tmp, which is a directory for temporary files. The bin and USR/bin directories contain essential command binaries that need to be available in single-user mode. The etc. directory contains system-wide configuration files and shell scripts. The home directory contains user home directories where personal files and configurations are stored. The var directory contains variable data files like logs, temporary files, and caches. Finally, the tmp directory is for temporary files that are typically cleared on system reboot. Now let's explore commands for working with files and directories. The mkdir command, that is, make directory, creates a new directory. For example, mkdir projects will create a directory named projects. The touch command creates a new empty file or updates the timestamp of an existing file. For example, touchnotes.txt will create a file named notes.txt. The cp command, which stands for copy, copies files or directories. For example, cpfile.txt backup.txt will copy file.txt to backup.txt. The mv command, that is, move, moves or renames files and directories. For example, mvfile.txt newName.txt will rename file.txt to newName.txt. The rm command, that is, remove, removes files or directories. Be careful when using this command. For example, our mfile.txt will remove file.txt. The cat command displays the contents of a file. For example, catfile.txt will show the content of file.txt in the terminal. Let's go over some terminal tips and shortcuts to boost your productivity. Some useful keyboard shortcuts include Ctrl+C, that is Ctrl+C to interrupt the current command, Ctrl+L, that is Ctrl+L to clear the terminal screen, Ctrl+A, that is Ctrl+A to move the cursor to the beginning of the line, Ctrl+E to move the cursor to the end of the line, Ctrl+U to delete from the cursor to the start of the line, Ctrl+K to delete from the cursor to the end of the line, and the Tab key for auto-completing commands and file names. Some productivity tips include using the up and down arrow keys to navigate through command history, typing history to view your command history, typing exclamation mark, that is, 2 exclamation marks, to repeat the last command, typing man followed by a command to display the manual page for that command, using help to display help information for a command, the pipe symbol to chain commands, and Ctrl+ are to search through your command history. To solidify your understanding, let's look at some practice exercises and next steps. First, create a directory structure for a project with subdirectories. You can use the command mkdir projects/source projects/docs projects/tests. Second, navigate through the file system and list contents with different options using the commands cd project, lsla, cd source, and pwd. Third, create, copy, and move files between directories using the commands touchsource/main.txt, cpsource/main.txt docs/main.txt, and mvdocs/main.txt docs/readme.txt. Some next steps include learning about file permissions and ownership, exploring text editors like Nano, Vim, or Emacs, discovering pipes and redirection for command chaining, and learning about environment variables and shell configuration. Some helpful resources include the book Linux Command Line, The Ultimate Guide, the website explainshell.com for explaining command syntax, and the Linux Journey interactive learning platform. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.